superhero Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice is now out in theaters this morning.
ABC 15's Amanda Kinseth is live at Apocalypse Comics in North Myrtle Beach talking about this comic craze, about this movie and all these recent superhero films. Good morning.
Good morning, that's right. Oh yeah, there's such a comic craze. I mean, this movie just came out, there's been several, there's going to be more. People are going crazy.
Yes, ma'am, they are. There is a huge list of movies this year, and it really kicked off with Deadpool and Superman Batman. I haven't got to see the movie yet, but I heard it is phenomenal.
Right, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you going today, or when are you going to see it?
No, unfortunately, I won't be able to see it for about a week or so.
I bet
Sad face.
you will know everything about the movie, right? Because everybody's going to come in here and talk about it and tell you before you
I'm
even
a very
see it.
spoiler-friendly store.
Now, talk about this craze. I mean, it is really popular right now, all the movies, and so that's generated more people reading comics too, right?
Yes, ma'am, it definitely has. Between your movies, between all your TV shows, and just all the different avenues people can get this stuff from now, it's definitely driving them into store more. Now, whether I'm telling you they're reading more comics, I can't 100% put a tag on it, but they are definitely buying more pop culture related items in this genre of everything. So.
Okay, yeah, because you know, it's not just comics, but there's
toys, figures, yeah, and graphic novel sales go through the roof when stuff like this comes out, because people don't want to have to go through the trouble of having to find all of the single issues. They can get a year's worth of story in one book.
Okay, so that's all the comics put together into one big book. Okay, now is there a reason for this? Is this because, you know, when we were younger, we loved the superheroes, and now we're older?
I think a lot of it promotes to simply the movies help, but once this stuff hit TV, and it became so easily accessible for everybody with all your different television shows, it has changed things dramatically. Plus the fact that they've toned the female character down just a little bit and made them more like your average female, it has drove a tremendous amount of females into this industry now, whereas 10 years ago, they were almost non-existent.
Well, because all average females are actually superheroes,
that
right?
That is absolutely correct.
I'll send it back to you two superheroes.
Right back at you, Amanda. We know you could do anything out there. And speaking of women, Wonder Woman apparently making her debut in this film. So we'll talk about her and this comic craze more coming up throughout the rest of the broadcast. Already seen the new Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. It hit theaters overnight. And making a cameo in this film is a superwoman. ABC 15's Amanda Kinseth is live at Apocalypse Comics in North Myrtle Beach talking about this comic craze about the movie. Good morning.
Good morning, that's right. Yes, Wonder Woman is in the movie too.
First empowering female character. Her first appearance was in 1941, All-Star Comics. Through the years, she's changed a lot, but the one true thing about Wonder Woman is she was definitely the most empowering thing females had seen at that time frame.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it helped lead into the whole We Can Do It movement and all that kind of stuff as well. So.
Yeah, and inspiration for all of us. And, you know, that's the cool thing about this movie, too, is there's a lot of characters that are going to be in it.
Yes, ma'am, there definitely is. They're getting the Justice League ready. From what I understand, you got Aquaman, Wonder Woman. I think you get a glimpse of Flash. You find out about Cyborg as well. And, I mean, you know, I think, 2 years we get a Justice League movie. So we'll have to see where they go with it. I hope it's good. I hope it's as good as everybody's saying Batman Superman is.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've talked a lot about, a lot of females are coming in to buy comics too.
Yes, ma'am.
Nowadays.
Yes, ma'am. And, you know, here's what's really funny is as much as popular a seller as you think Wonder Woman would be, she is, but there is so many other characters now that females can relate to and that they can deal with. I mean, Marvel, for example, has a character called Miss Marvel who is a Muslim chick. And that was, you know, that nobody would have ever thought that, hey, they're going to turn one of the major characters into a young Muslim girl. And it is one of the top-selling books that they have.
Wow. Just a little bit of everything kind of caters to everybody.
And then, of course, you got the classic Harley Quinn, who everybody loves, which would be in Suicide Squad, which is another DC Comics movie coming out, which will actually have Batman in it as well, too. So,
yeah, looking forward to that one, too. Back to you, Crystal.
Pretty cool. We've got these great women now in the superhero films and comics that so many little girls can look up to. We'll be checking in with Amanda in our 6 o'clock hour as well. On a huge movie release.
That's right, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice is now out in theaters this morning.
And that's where we find Amanda live, not at the movies, but at Apocalypse Comics in North Myrtle Beach, talking about the comic craze around this movie and recent films. Good morning.
Good morning, that's right. I have on my super Supergirl shirt, right?
That's right. That's right.
Ready for the movie? Haven't seen it yet, but cameraman Keith did. How was the movie? Good? Thumbs up? Yeah?
Awesome.
And let's talk about Batman and Superman. And, you know, what's their backstory?
Superman first appeared in Action Comics back in 1938. Batman appeared in 39, almost right into 40. Their first appearance or first team up was in 1953, I believe it was. They technically didn't team up with each other. They were bunkies on a cruise. So it's like, and then I think they said their official first team up was in like 1958 or something like that. Back originally, they were never really at odds with each other. But as of course, as this grew, hey, I'm a regular guy. This dude's a god. I have a problem with this, and that's kind of where it comes. This book right here is kind of the version of Batman that they're using in the movies. He's a little bit older, a little bit more rugged, been around for a while, hadn't really been Batman for many years, and he decides, okay, here's this, alien that's all powerful. I need to be Batman again and stop him. Right. Yeah, so, and I mean, it's just, the dynamic of the two is phenomenal. You've got a proverbial Boy Scout and a vigilante, and I mean, it doesn't get much more different than that right there, so.
Well, it's amazing, the passion behind it and all these fans who are just going crazy from all the movies that are out, and people are coming into your shop. Maybe they've never even been in a comic book shop before, and then they see the movie and they're like, I need to go pick up a Batman comic book or something like that.
It happens more than you would think.
Right?
Yes, ma'am. It definitely happens way more than you would think, and it generally just takes one thing to make them decide, hey, I want to start back reading again.
Sure.
So.
And then you pick up a book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. Anything that gets kids and adults reading and getting into that franchise, it's great. It's educational, these comic books and movies.
Very, very true. All right, switching gears, the Department of Defense has already seen the much anticipated Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice when it hit theaters overnight. Making a cameo in the film is Wonder Woman.
Our own Wonder Woman, ABC 15's Amanda Kinseth, has been live at a local comic book store in North Myrtle Beach talking about this comic craze with the movie, right?
That's right. And actually, I've just been flying around the store here, checking out your comics, right?
Did a great job. Great job.
Well, let's talk about this because you're having more and more people come in here. And I mean, just look at the selection. There are so many different comic books, so many different superheroes. You've got everything from Batman. Of course, you've got the DC and the Marvel, and there's all these different universes. I mean, there's a little bit of everything.
There is absolutely just a little bit of everything for anybody. Sci-fi, horror, superhero, even romance.
Right.
I mean, everything is out there.
Yeah, and then you have people coming in here picking up comics. Maybe they went to see Batman and Superman, so they're going to come and, pick up the Batman and Superman comics.
Yes, ma'am. It happens quite more often than you would think. The biggest thing is like we've talked about earlier, it brings them in, generally keeps them coming in.
Right.
They just want a selection and they want to read what they want to read, which, that's kind of how I am too. And when the movies come out, it may get a huge resurgence in this book, and they might find out they don't like reading this book, but yet they still like reading comics. So, as long as they keep reading and they keep coming in, it's all good.
It's good for you, yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I saw the Avengers movie, and then I've got two little boys now. So I came in and I got an Avengers, and they're funny. They're actually fun to read, and I would have never known that had I not come in and picked one up.
Oh yeah, my kids, both of them love Superhero Squad, the old cartoon that used to come on, where like basically the superheroes were squish size, and
right.
I mean, they'll watch it all day long if I'd let them. And they're a little bit too young, but they my oldest one already knows what comics are, and she already knows, I got to take care of these things.
Well, it's incentive to read, too. Like, once I learn to read, I can read these comic books.
Yes, there's nothing like reading a comic to your kid, especially when you get to make all the sounds and everything.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's the fun part, because if you've never read a comic book, they do. They have all these different sounds. What are a couple of your favorite to make?
Oh, swoosh, snick, bam, pow, bang. They're all great. Just give me a noise. It don't matter. Any kind of noise will work.
I love it. Well, check out the movie or check out some comic books, whatever you want to do. I know Free Comic Book Day is coming up, too, so that's always a good time
First
to get
Saturday
back out.
in May. And we have a location in Columbia if you're ever in the area, 285 Columbiana Drive, so check it out.
Good for you. See how much movies are expanding the comic book industry?
Yeah.
You're starting up new stores. Back to you.
Hey, that's good news. We have quite a few comic book stores in our area, so I'm sure their business is booming, as we've heard from Chad all morning.
Absolutely.